Welcome everybody to the Live Young Instagram live show. If you've never been here before, my name is Darnell Cox. I'm a 57-year-old gerontologist. I study aging. I've got 4 different guests coming on today, so I'll let you guys start coming on. We're talking all about the retreat, and we're launching the Live Young Light mask. I'm going to show you guys how to put this together and all of that stuff. Hello, for craft's sake, shipment, I just found this out, shipment of the Live Young supplement line to South Africa is about $39 in shipping. I know you were asking that question last time. You guys, we've got a big lineup today. I've got 4 different guests coming on, and we're gonna recap the retreat and launch the Live Young Red Light Therapy Mask. Okay, let's see if I can get Marcia to come on here. Let's see, 12 o'clock right now. Marcia. You guys, the retreat was so much better than I had ever imagined. Marcia Lane, let's see where you are, Marcia. She might not be on here yet. Let's see. Okay, Marcia. Sorry, 1 second. M-A-H-O-N. There you are. The mask together, and we'll talk a little bit about that, but let's see if we can get Marcia to hop on here.
Oh,
are you there?
Yeah, but I'm sideways.
You're sideways, Marcia. That's okay. I'm going to close my door real quick. Hold on 1 second. I forgot to close the door. My daughter's going to be like, what are you screaming in the other room for? Hi, Marcia. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm so used to seeing your picture without makeup. Y'all, Marcia helped me teach the skincare labs at the retreat. So look at how beautiful Marcia looks right now, but let me show you a close-up of her skin. You know I'm going to do it, Marcia. This was when Marcia first started working with me, and this is Marcia a year later. That's a huge difference. This is 60. Let me get you in. That's 60. That's 61. That is no surgery, folks. That is a lot of my skincare protocol. Marcia, tell me what you thought about the retreat, or just talk away. I'm going to put together my mask.
Well, the retreat was amazing. I never thought in my life I would jump on a plane and go to a location where I didn't know anyone. I had never even met you.
No.
By myself, without my friends, and I had the most amazing time. It was so many wonderful things. The education, the activities, the products, but most importantly, it was the camaraderie with 24 other women.
I know.
All shared. And we just, really bonded. I always follow your protocol. So the skincare thing was, nothing new for me. But I will tell you, this morning I got up and I got my husband to do a cold plunge.
Seriously? Wow. So in case you guys didn't know this, at the Live Young Healthy Aging Retreat, which was May 1st through May 4th, every morning, 7 a.m., we got up, we looked at the light, we got outside, we cold plunged in a big giant barrel. Think I Love Lucy when she's stomping grapes, right? It was that. And then we did skincare labs. We worked out on different types of works out every day. And then at the end of it, like if we're just working out, I went into like a lecture on what kind of movement that is, that you need to grow old in a healthy way, to still have mobility. And so we went over these one sheets. These were takeaways for everybody. So there was a lot of information. What do you think was one of your biggest takeaways, Marcia? And then I'm going to ask you what you think about the mask. I know, right? Isn't it fabulous? This is, you guys, this is the official launch of the Live Young Red Light Therapy Mask. This is the Live Young 8-in-1 wireless. Look, No wires.
No.
You charge this. You charge the little charger here. And then you attach it with a magnet on the mask. And so this is the Live Young 8-in-1 wireless LED mask. Super thin. And you could wear your glasses.
Sometimes, I have to wear my glasses, and I've had several red light therapy masks, and I've always loved the Omnilux. I mean, it was a gold star, but this one is just amazing. It's so much lighter, and so much more flexible, so much more comfortable. Like you said, no cords. I liked it so much. I bought one for my sister, which I don't spend a whole lot of money on my sister. That was the number one thing that was just amazing to get that. So you were talking about all the things that we did on the retreat. We had
Is there anything that surprised you, or
we had yoga exercises. Really, what surprised me was the food. It was all healthy, plant-based food, which is like, I'm a cheeseburger girl. I mean, cheeseburger, French fries. And I went back for seconds at almost every single meal. And I could tell in my body was reacting to the food very well. The Dr. Tina really just spoke to my heart, and I'll let her talk about her stuff. Just all of the activities, everything, the skincare, the products, the just time together, sharing and listening was absolutely wonderful. But what my biggest takeaway is what I've done differently since I've been home. Not only just going to the retreat, but what have I done differently since I got back? What have I continued from the retreat? Yesterday, I did a yoga class with Mel and my dog, because when you're laying on the floor, the dog wants to be right there with you. So I did a class and just absolutely loved it. You will be pleased to know that I have not had a single Coca-Cola.
Everybody, Marcia, before the retreat, would wake up with a Coca-Cola. And we have changed that.
3 during.
What's that?
Maybe 3 during the day.
And you've completely given up Coca-Cola.
Yep. This is always with me, always full. I love the SPF beverage that we put in there.
The sun powder. This, you guys, just so you know, this is the gift bag minus the mask, but this is the gift bag from the Live Young retreat. And there was a full thing of sun powder in this. You can drink your SPF and it will help your skin. So that's what Marcia is talking about. Next week, I am going to be microneedling exosomes into my face. This is next Saturday. Everybody at the retreat got this in their gift bag. This is a $300 product. This is exosomes, which contains all that good genetic material and growth factors, and then you microneedle it into your face. So I'm going to be doing this live next Saturday and going over all of the other stuff that was in this amazing gift bag that our sponsors, let me see if I have a sponsor sheet, that our sponsors like really stepped up and helped me put people in beds that really, really needed it. And we're going to go over all of that stuff. Let me see if I can get it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're going to go over all of that next week. Here's our sponsors. Amazing. And I'm going to do a whole live where I'm microneedling with the Jen Amber roller who gave it to us, with the Elevate exosome. So that's what I'm doing next week live. But yeah, amazing. So tell me more. What else have you been doing at home that you weren't doing prior to the Live Young retreat?
Did not walk, ran to getting an appointment to look into hormone replacement therapy.
Thank God.
Because I always thought that I couldn't do it. Yeah. But after hearing Dr. Tina, I am actively pursuing that.
Yeah.
Drinking the water. I made dinner the other night. My husband came in and he goes, "There's no meat in this." No, it's vegetarian pasta with cherry tomatoes and olive oil and shallots and basil. And he loved it. He even took some for lunch. So I'm trying to change my diet.
I love that. At the retreat, everybody, we literally locked arms, and I took everybody, on the ride of what my life is. How do you consistently build a routine? And I've always preached, we're in the middle of a high protein diet. I know it's controversial, but I've been talking about that for 10 years now, that we're in the middle of a high protein diet, and it's not great for a lot of different things, including your brain. Because we want that autophagy to be able to go in there and pick apart all those damaged cells. And if we're continually having so much protein, it's not good for us. And so what we did at the Live Young retreat, and I have the itinerary here. It was an aggressive itinerary, but I'm telling you, we got it done.
Yeah.
Didn't it seem a little intimidating at first, but we got it done. We woke up and we cold plunged. We stood in front of the red light panels. We put skincare, Timeless Skincare, who gave us a lot of money. That's why their name's so big, including Westmore, Joe's, a lot of different people. I'm going to talk about that next week. But we put skincare on our whole bodies because your skin doesn't stop here, right? And then we went to exercise. So we did that even on Sunday when we were saying our goodbyes. You can get in a workout in 10 minutes. And times when you can't get to a yoga class or you can't get to the gym, that's what I do. And so for lunch, my concept is get everything in early, because there's detours that are going to happen. So if you get it in early, so we broke our fast with all vegetables, plant-based, high fiber vegetables. And so Marcia has taken some of that home with her and applied that to her own life. When I knew I had you when you said you ordered the vegetarian enchiladas on the plane home.
Yes. And, one of the dishes, it was an Asian meal. And I asked the cook, I'm like, what kind of noodles are these? Because they're not noodles, they're yellow beets. So I bought yellow beet seeds to grow in my garden. That I've seen. And so, I mean, it's just another big thing I did. You can notice I am now blonde. I was a brunette at the.
I was like, what? Like, you look like you had a makeover. Now I know when you left the retreat, you had lost your belly bloat in 4 days.
Yes.
Yes. And so I was trying to look. I'm looking at you, going like, something's different about you, but your skin looks amazing.
That's called makeup.
Oh, I beg to differ, because I have the close-ups of your skin. But your skin looks amazing, but you just did your hair too.
Still doing the routine, plunge in the morning, red light therapy, and whatever device is on the protocol. I sit there and do that in the mirror with the 10 minutes so I can get my cold plunge, my red light therapy routine done, and skincare, little bit of makeup for what I need in 15 minutes.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
It really is. I'm advocating for another retreat soon. I'm pushing for Texas because it's hotter than heck in Texas. And can I share with them what I promised you?
Yes.
I was so excited and so invigorated by this retreat. And my company is going to sponsor a spot for the next retreat for someone who can't make it and can't afford to come.
Yeah, listen, that is like the biggest gift. I don't think you understand how much that means to me, because at the first Live Young retreat, we sold out half the beds and we gave away the other half because of our very generous sponsors. So not only did we get the gift bag, which I'm going to be giving away next week. I'm going to be giving away the retreat gift bag next week when I microneedle exosomes into my face. That's next week live. I'm going to microneedle exosomes into my face, and you will be in a drawing for the gift bags that were received at the Live Young Healthy Aging Retreat. But yeah, Marcia giving a bed to somebody who needs it and can't afford it, or needs it and would never prioritize their health, or needs it because I know they need it, but they don't know they need it yet.
Yeah.
Those were the rest of the beds at the Live Young Healthy Aging Retreat, right? We had people there that my friend Amy, who's going to come on, I think in the next couple people, just finished chemo for breast cancer. We had people there like Ova who lost their home in the fire, people in metabolic distress. You know, that's my goal. If we do this again, and we're going to do it, Marcia, because we already got our first bed. My goal is to always save out a big chunk, hopefully half, of beds to people who can't otherwise afford it. And we get sponsors like these and like Marcia who will help me help people.
Well, I encourage anyone who is listening and watching and you didn't make this retreat, do yourself a favor and put yourself first for a change.
Yay.
And go and enjoy, because you will walk away with so many different things. And I'm trying to watch my time. So many wonderful, wonderful learning experiences and relationships. That's number one, the relationships.
Lifelong, like you're going to be my friend for life. Like I made lifelong connections.
Absolutely.
There's something very magical about a bunch of middle-aged women all gathering in the woods.
And I mean, it was, I was one of the older ones. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcia. I wish I knew how to like get you off of here, but I don't know if I do. I'm going to invite.
I'm just going to close out.
Perfect. And then I'll invite Dr. Sagosha on right now. So hold on, you guys. We have a menopause specialist, hormone specialist coming right on. Thank you so much, Marcia. I love you. Okay, let's see if I can get Dr. Sagosha on here. Hold on 1 second. You guys, we are going to do it again. We're going to do it again. We've got major sponsors. So I just invited Dr. Sagosha on. I'm going to talk about our sponsors, including Dan Yamini, Dr. Dan Yamini, who's been my friend for, oh my gosh, I want to say 20 years. 20 years, gave $1,000 to help me put women in bed. So just amazing people that stepped up. Zeo Skin Health gave product, MEJ gave product, Color Pop, Elevate product, Cara Factor, Zip, Sun Powder, Gin Amber, Element. And then we had money that helped me really open up more than, I want to say we opened up 10 beds. Half the beds were given away for people that needed it. Westmore Beauty, Timeless Skincare, Oxford Health Span, Joves, Dr. Dan Yamini. This really, you know, and my clients that have been my clients for a long time, those clients, oh my God. I literally just scrolled down and then saw you on there. I didn't show that you had jumped on. Oh my gosh, Dr. Tina.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
I thought this was the LED mask party.
It is. It is. They are officially on sale today. Everybody at the retreat got a free mask, but they are officially on sale today. All you have to do is comment the word red light. When I post this to my feed, comment the word red light and you'll get the link for the discount. This mask is retailing for $3.95. It's the same price as Omnilux, but it's better because it's 8 in 1.
It's amazing. I love mine. Thank you.
I love that you love it. You're going to notice a giant difference in your skin. But on top of that, you know, the Live Young method is an inside out, outside in approach to healthy aging. And I've been doing a lot of research on near infrared. And, you know, near infrared at about 800 to 880. This is 850 when you toggle to the near infrared. So we've got a red setting, but we have a near infrared as well. And you can't see near infrared, but I added a little red color just so you wouldn't think the device went off. But near infrared, mine is at 850 nanometers. That penetrates bone. That penetrates your skull for tissue repair, traumatic brain injury, for increased circulation, for wound healing.
All of it.
All of it. And one of the good things about this, and then we'll get on to the menopause, because that's a big subject. But one of the great things about this mask that other people are not doing is they're combining red and near infrared together. And near infrared can trigger melasma in a small population. So I took those spectrums and I separated them. So you've got a pure red and you have a pure near infrared, which, like I said, will penetrate your bone and potentially, depending on how large you are, but could go even into the bone marrow and penetrates the skull, and has been used for healing traumatic brain injury. So think what it does to a healthy brain.
Yeah.
That's inside out, outside in. So when I decided to come up with a product, I knew my first product was going to be red light, because I've been talking about this for a decade. I know it might seem new to everybody. Look back at my social media. I've been talking about red light and near infrared for over 10 years. So finally, I appreciate you. So Dr. Tina, the retreat would not have been the same without you. You cannot gather. We had 26 women, 20 that slept there and 6 that came in every day. You cannot gather 26 women in the woods and not have a hormone specialist dealing with menopause, because we're all going through it. You can't escape it.
You know, you were so kind to ask me to participate with that retreat that weekend, which was so amazing. I can't tell you first of all, the location was fabulous in the Topanga Canyon. The warmth of the staff, your staff, was just, unmatched. And just all the little details that went into this, Darnell, were fantastic. You left nothing out. But really the core of it was bringing all of these women together and giving us a space to share personal stories, to share, have questions about what we're all going through in midlife, and to give us a space to be in a community for, those 72 hours. So for me, just being a participant was magical, but also the sheer privilege of sharing my own story, my own education, and knowledge with everyone about midlife women's health, about menopause, perimenopause. So it was really just a wonderful treat all around, especially for me. So
we actually even had a one sheet, which I think I'm going to put I'm going to put all my one sheets. We had one sheets on nutrition. Yes. Actually, nutrition is a complicated subject, you guys. We have 2 sheets. But this is like a cheat sheet, right? Glucose metabolism in the brain. We talked about the Ozempic weight loss shots and what that can do to help. Like, if you do the trickle down effect, losing weight and getting to a healthy weight and regulating your blood sugar level will decrease your chance of dementia and Alzheimer's. Yes. It's all connected, right? But I'm going to put all of these one sheets on the website, including the one that we did on menopause and hormone replacement therapy with the QR code to find you.
Oh, thank you. It was a perfect piece of, it was a perfect gift, is what I will say to everyone, for just some basics about hormone replacement therapy, about menopause, perimenopause, and just some tools, hopefully, for the women at the retreat, not only themselves, but to also share, to make sure that conversation stays open and active among all of us, but just reminders of what we need to know about how our bodies are changing. So it was a nice handout, and I just thought that the time that I got to speak and share my knowledge base and my skills, my experiences, and my own personal story about going through midlife, that was a really impactful moment of the retreat. And I really appreciate the time to share that, with everyone there.
I was honestly, I'd ask people, like, what shocked you, or what was the biggest takeaway? And I think for me as a health coach, It's been on this platform and YouTube and TikTok and all that for a number of years, and been coaching one-on-one. Like I told you on our interview when we were there, our little talk, it's the first question I ask midlife women when they're like, I'm like, why? What brings you to book a session with me?
Yeah.
I gained weight. My hair is falling out. I don't like the like. I automatically start with, are you on hormone replacement therapy?
Yes.
Right, because it's so connected to everything. And I was shocked the number of women that weren't on it, that were at the retreat.
Yes, and I think it's partly to do with just the lack of updated information, dispelling so many myths about midlife women's health, about perimenopause, about menopause, about hormone replacement therapy, especially, and a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear in midlife women's health, and we've got to have the correct conversations and know what the updated information and data shows us of the safety of hormone replacement therapy, and just making sure women understand it is an additional tool, just like all of our lifestyle choices, our nutrition, everything, stress management, sleep, all the things that we hear about. It is an additional tool of how we can all feel better, function better, and invest in our future of making sure that health stays good, or as good as we want it to be. So,
and guess what?
Yeah.
What happens when you feel better and you function better?
Do better.
And you look better. I'm just saying, it's all connected. If you don't think things show in our skin dries up with menopause.
Yes. Yes, and I think it's I don't like to have people think it's such an aesthetic thing.
No.
Or aesthetic thing. It's really about health. I mean, our skin is an organ. It's the largest organ of our bodies. So yes, we need to take care of it just as much as anything else on the inside. But you are absolutely correct. When we feel better, we do better. And when we do better, it really does show up in almost every aspects of our lives, our professional lives, our personal lives, our relationships, just everything. And I really want to make sure, especially midlife women, have that knowledge base about making a reassuring decision about hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah. Marcia, who was just on, said she is going to run, not walk, to find a doctor, which she can always call you, but to find a doctor to get on hormone replacement therapy, she's going to run, because many women thought that they were not a candidate for it. And speaking of which, we have Amy that's coming on next, who just finished her last chemo. And I saw you guys sitting there talking, and Paige right now says, me too. Paige didn't, we were misinformed.
Yeah.
Our doctors stopped learning.
Yeah. I can't agree with you more. I think that a lot of what happened after the WHI guidelines came out in 2002 was that it just kind of fell into practice in traditional medicine to almost stop caring about midlife aged women. And it was always that's just aging. You just have to deal with it. You just have to live with it. And that was such a disservice to all the women, especially the women in the last 20 years. But, it's people like you, and hopefully like me, that are really pushing back. And I think one of the things that I felt coming out of the retreat was that we armed women with more tools to advocate for themselves.
Yeah, a lot of tools. But a lot of tools to advocate for yourself. And Marcia, I'm just looking at her comment, says Marcia's 63, and she says she's never been on HRT, and she's lacked so much energy in the past couple years. Her skin is dry. Something's got to change.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, and we have to remind all of our midlife women, find the right provider who can have the conversation with you. That is a very detailed, complex, nuanced conversation, and you need to find the right person to have that conversation with you, and then also possibly be the one to treat you and manage all of that. So it's not enough to just say, what do you think about hormone replacement therapy, doc? It should be a very thoughtful conversation if the provider understands all of what goes into menopause care and HRT. Yeah. So we want to pushing our women to just keep finding finding the right connection with the right provider.
Yeah, you have to advocate for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like with everything, you have to advocate for yourself. And there's like what, 1,000+ symptoms of menopause.
The list is growing.
I think on our little chart here, I left 2 of them blank because it's like, tell me what's bothering you.
Yeah.
Let's put it in.
Put it there.
Let's put it there. It's probably there. There's, estrogen receptors everywhere, which we learn,
Everywhere. Yes.
And so our next conversation, not now, but our next conversation, we're going to hit the big one head on. And that is hormone replacement therapy in breast cancer.
Yeah. Very
because
complex conversation.
Very complex conversation. And I know that at the retreat, you said, we have to, tread lightly. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Let's sit down and talk about it.
Right. No, I think it's a conversation that for those who are breast cancer patients, survivors, family members of those who have been affected, or in any way that breast cancer has affected that individual, it's a conversation that really needs to have all the updated information, and also to give women the right knowledge base so that she can make her own choices with her health team. And I think sometimes we just fear monger, and breast cancer patients already have to deal with the fear of their cancer. We cannot ignore the other parts of their health, and that is where I think the conversations really need to focus on, is looking at the breast cancer patient in totality, not just because she has breast cancer.
One thing you said at the retreat that I thought was very interesting is we've gotten very good at treating breast cancer.
Yes.
And very bad at treating estrogen deficiency.
Yes.
And so that needs to change, because estrogen protects your bones from osteopenia and osteoporosis. It protects your brain from all forms of dementia, including Alzheimer's. It protects your heart from cardiovascular disease and heart attack. And all of that starts tanking.
Yeah,
so
and our
what's the balance?
Well, our genital health is just as important. Anyone that has recurrent bladder infections or pain with intercourse, or all the host of symptoms that make up the genitourinary syndrome of menopause, those are debilitating symptoms. And we, especially for breast cancer patients or anyone affected by breast cancer, it is something that we have to make sure that the conversations include all of their health.
Yes. Yes. And all things have to be weighed, right? Like if Alzheimer's runs in your family, what is the risk versus benefit of being on them if you are also susceptible to breast cancer? So this is going to be a conversation, a controversial one for the next time that we sit down. I told you this in a text. You exponentially improved the retreat just by being there. You really did. I know that we touched some lives, and I know that the people that you reach, and I'm bringing Amy on here right now, their life will be forever changed.
I really appreciate that feedback. It was so amazing to be part of that experience. I really hope to be able to do that again, if not just to participate, but also if you want me to come back, I'm happy to do so. But it really was such a wonderful experience, and I encourage everyone out there, when Darnell does this again, please do not miss the opportunity to do it.
Before I give the beds away for free. But we are going to do it again, and I'm thinking October, but we'll talk. Yes. I'm thinking we want to do it in the same place. I know that Marcia sponsors bed, and she wants me to go to Texas, and we'll probably do that too. But I don't know. I'd like to do it. Okay, so I am going to thank you, Dr. Tina. I'm going to, if you can jump off, just because I don't know how to get rid of you. Jump off and jump back on. I'm going to invite Amy right now.
Perfect.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye. Let's see. Let me get Amy on here. Mamster.
How do I get
Oh my gosh. I love Dr. Tina, like just a wealth of knowledge. Okay. I've sent you an invite, Amy. I added also, Marcia, itchy ears, because itchy ears and ringing in the ears is a symptom of menopause. I think you might have to actually exit out.
Okay.
and then just jump back on. Sorry, I wish I was more technologically wise, but I'm not. Okay, let's see if I can get Amy on here. You guys just remember that the launch of this red light therapy mask, this is the Live Young 8-in-1, 8-in-1 wireless, completely wireless. You charge this, no wires, bigger eye holes. This is a mask made by a woman for women. So I'm going to let Amy come on here. Let me see if I can grab her again. Oh, wait, let's see. Hold on one second. M-A-M. Hamster. Okay, I'm going to invite you, Amy. Let's see if I can get you on. To get this red light therapy mask, yay, there's Amy. She's coming on now. To get this red light therapy mask, just comment the word red light after I post this to my main feed. Not right now, but after I post it to my main feed. It's retailing for $3.95. It is the best mask on the market. I'm not joking, not just because it's mine, but it really is. And it's really retailing for $3.95, but for this week only, for the launch of the mask and for Mother's Day, it's $3.49. When you comment, I don't think she's able to jump on, but let me see if I can try her one more time, and then I can always ask Melissa to come on, and then we'll ask Amy to come on at the end. So let me try. I try one more time, Aim. But when I post this to my main feed, which I'm going to do, comment the word red light, and then check your DMs, and you'll get a link in your DMs. I see the little thing twirling and twirling. I don't know if you guys can see that. Marcia said, worth every penny. Just for this week, it's $3.49. Normally, I'm going to have this at $3.95, which is the exact same price as the Omnilux, but we have 8 different light levels. So I'll go over this while Amy's trying to get on. We've got the red light at 633 nanometers. This fights collagen regeneration, increased elasticity, treats fine lines and wrinkles, increases circulation, speeds wound healing, and boosts your mood. It boosts your mood. Don't worry about it, Amy. I'm going to ask you on one more time. Let's just chill for a second. The near infrared is 850 nanometers. This produces increased blood circulation and tissue repair, enhances skin radiance, helps soothe sensitive skin and damaged skin, goes as deep as the bone. And I got these wavelengths separate on a separate little thing. So this is the near infrared, which you can't hardly see. I put a little red light in there just so we knew it wasn't off. But this goes as deep as bone, and you can even go as deep as bone marrow. And it can penetrate the skull. So it can affect brain tissue, right? We learned at the Live Young Healthy Aging Retreat, how do you improve your brain health and decrease, all forms of dementia, including Alzheimer's. And think about if this goes through skull, which it does, near infrared, this is an 850 nanometer that I put on here. Think about what that does for brain health. And there's lots of different studies that talks about near infrared and its effect on brain tissue and its aid in healing of traumatic brain injuries. Think what that does for healthy brain, right? Think what that does for healthy brain. Okay, Amy, I'm going to try you one more time. Let's try this again. And then I'll keep going over these. All you guys have to do is comment when I post this to my feed, red light, and then check your DMs. It's on sale just for this week only. Just this week only. The blue at 465 nanometers is anti-acne. Let me see if I can get over there. Look how you do this. You just literally pull this off, go to the blue, clip it back on. That's it. The blue is anti-acne, shrinks pores, repairs sensitive skin, balances skin oil and water, and improves seasonal affective disorder. You would not wear this at night, you guys, because blue light, guess what that does? Wakes you up. So if you have seasonal affective disorder, stick this on in the morning. Make sense? The orange at 610 nanometers soothes the skin and repairs hyperpigmentation. That's the orange. I could do this on my head, but why not just take it off and clip it back on? So hyperpigmentation and promotes an even skin tone. Purple, let me see if I can, I don't think she got on here. Purple controls oil secretions, brightens skin, fades dark spots, so sunspots, stimulates collagen production for firmer skin. Indigo, Good there. Again, this soothes, sorry. That soothes skin, enhances cell energy, and has a good metabolism. So indigo actually helps with metabolism. Not necessarily in the brain, but if you put this on your stomach, if you put this around your chest, anywhere, the green light normalizes sebaceous glands to reduce blackhead formation and moderates oil production. It suppresses excessive melanin production and reduces hyperpigmentation. The last one is the yellow, improves rough skin and wrinkles, alleviates redness and sunburns, soothes the skin, and gently promotes collagen production. So that is the Live Young 8-in-1 wireless, completely wireless LED mask. Okay, she just said, try again. I'm going to try this again. It's very close to the skin, you guys. The diodes are very, very close to the skin. You see that? You can actually feel them, which you can't in the Omnilux. It's covered by another layer of silicone. I got these as close to the skin as you can. Marcia said, I stand in the front yard for grounding and scare the kids on the way to school. I love that. Okay, I'm going to get you back on here, Amy. Let's try one more time. There's no stress. Don't stress. Don't stress. Not worth the stress. Hold on one second, Mamster. But this is a literal game changer, you guys. I've been working on this for a while. I knew that my first product that was a skincare gadget was going to be red light therapy. Because there's just so much research on this. Oh, yay! Yay! Oh, you're upside down.
Let's try this.
There you are, my friend. Look,
I'm sorry. I had to switch from my phone to my iPad.
there's
my phone
nothing to be sorry about it. Don't worry about it. Let me introduce you, okay? Take a physiological sigh. Because I know that that's a little stressful when you can't get on. It's happened to me before. This is my dear friend, Amy, who I met in 6th grade, in MGM classes in 6th grade in our small little town.
Yes.
And Amy, my friend who's a badass warrior, just kicked cancer's ass.
Thank you. Yes.
Here's
Yes.
I made sure that I had this.
Oh.
This is
Thank you.
And Amy just finished your last chemo 1 week before the retreat.
446 days from diagnosis to last treatment.
Wow. Those are probably the longest 446 days of your life.
Yeah, for sure.
So we talked a lot about stress. Like I did not only a whole lecture on stress, but there was stress reduction throughout the whole weekend. We had Mel there. And I'm going to put this on my website as well, who not only guided us and taught us yoga, but taught us how to meditate, how to ground, how to meditate. Really, really amazing. And we had a lecture, but also just practiced the whole weekend of stress reduction. I wish I could find my thing. Of stress reduction, because stress is so related to health. And could you imagine, everybody? I know you can't, Amy, but can you imagine the stress of your own health being in jeopardy? What that does to your whole system. We had a handout on that as well, and it was like a 2-page dense handout. But tell me, Amy, just talk about whatever you want to talk about. What was your takeaway with the retreat?
So, I didn't know what to expect. When you invited me, I was excited to go, excited to learn. I thought it was going to be a lot about just the skincare kind of stuff, but it was all encompassing. And if I had one word to describe the retreat, I would say empowering, because it was so much more. And I will reiterate kind of what Marcia said, the time with the women. That was so great. I had such great conversations, and I learned so much from the women as I did from you. You know, the things that you shared. Dr. Tina, I cannot say enough about her and what she shared and how her story touched me. And, you know, Mel and the yoga, like everything. I so this past week I've been very busy. I will tell you, like, when I went, I was like, cold plunge. I don't know.
Yeah, we were doing it arm in arm.
I don't know about this. I'll try it. Like, I'll try anything and see if I like it, right? So I did it. I did it while I was there, and then I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this when I come home. And then Monday was kind of a day of recuperating. I didn't do it on Monday. I've done it every day since.
Oh my God.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I will say, I haven't cold plunged in the bathtub because of my knee. I haven't been able to get down and scrub my tub, but I have cold showered every day. But for the full length of the Rocky song, like, I put it on my phone. I've done it for the full length of the song.
Oh, did you guys think that we weren't going to be cold plunging to the Rocky song? We totally had it on speaker because it's empowering, right?
Yes.
And you know, like when you can imagine them running up the stairs, and just it's something about it gets you in the water.
Yeah.
And so have you been letting the cold water hit your chest and your
face, even my back too, because like you said, on the shoulders,
brown fat?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when we cold plunge, we want to get under the shoulders. If your shoulders are sticking up, you're missing an opportunity for fat burning and increased metabolism. Under the shoulders. So when you're cold plunging at home or you're cold showering, back of the neck, front of the chest. Why? Because we want our heart rate to like go up and really work very hard to warm our body. So it's counterintuitive, right? It tracks, my cold plunge tracks my 2-minute and 48-second cold plunge, the entire length of the Rocky song, tracks at about a 15 to 20-minute moderate to intense exercise. You're exercising before we actually exercise.
Yep.
I'm so glad that you're doing that at home.
Every day except for Monday.
Amazing.
I have already been to the doctor and gotten a prescription for Wegovy. So I get my port out next week, and so I can't start it until after I do that because apparently it has blood thinning conditions. So that's type of a surgical procedure. So we're going to wait till I get my port out, which I'm super excited to do and be rid of this. But then I will start that. And I am on the search for the right new OBGYN, because the OBGYN that I had left. And so, as you said, you saw me sitting with Dr. Tina, and we discovered I am not on the right hormones.
No.
And so talking with my oncologist and then finding the right OBGYN to prescribe the right combination of hormones for me to work with my weight, being on the Wegovy, getting my weight down so that I can be working out and getting my bone health, keeping that where I need it to be as I get older. So, and getting back into shape, because cancer has really done a number on my body and my physical health.
Of course.
You know, I was, before cancer, menopause had done a number on my body and my weight, and I'd been going to the gym religiously, and I was really strong.
Yeah.
But as I said to you and to Wendy, like, I felt like the strongest fat person I knew.
Yeah.
And that's hard when menopause doesn't let you shed those pounds, but you're
Right.
doing the right things and there's something there. And at that time, I was not on hormone therapy, which probably was a factor in what was going on.
Yeah,
But then the
for
chemo
sure.
did it and made it worse. And I lost all the progress in my strength and my health. And right now my body is really, really, really broken. And I need to fix that and I need to repair that and get healthy again.
That's
And
why you were there.
I learned so many things about what I need to be doing to get back to where I was.
Yeah.
And, but
Yeah.
I've also
You,
been doing a lot of things for my skin. I have,
because skin matters, you guys.
yes,
Skin matters.
yes. And I got you talked about how, not just skincare, but you don't really wear makeup. You just wear a tinted sunscreen.
I do.
And I went and got my tinted sunscreen. All I have on now and some mascara.
Welcome
And
to mascara. It's like mascara. I fill in a little bit of brows, tinted sunscreen, a little lipstick, done.
Yeah.
Out the door.
Yeah.
The door. Because skin matters. And I talk about that a lot. It's an inside out, outside in approach to healthy aging. Because if you do the stuff on the inside, if you're exercising, if you're on hormone replacement therapy, if you're optimizing your sleep, which we talked a lot about, if you have an active stress reduction routine, because we need it, we're all overstressed. Our set points of what we think is normal of stress have risen, and stress causes inflammation. Everything from cancer to cardiovascular disease to dementia, all inflammation related. So we talked about all of that stuff and how that, and nutrition, and how that affects your skin. But to address skin as the largest organ, which it is, and how our largest organ is associated with our self-esteem, because it is. You can't walk into a room and say, have you seen my bone density? Oh my God. Have you seen my lab work? No, you walk in skin first,
Yeah.
right? And so it makes us feel better. When we look better, it makes us feel better. And all that inside stuff helps us feel and function and look our best. And then we attack it on the outside. So it's funny that you say you thought it was going to be all skincare. We had skincare labs every day, and Marcia helped me teach them. Everybody microneedled. Everybody did like the Jobs, the IPL, the dual pulse laser that they do for sunspots. We had radio frequency. We had microcurrent. We did all of that stuff and effective skincare. But that's not, I get people in with the skin, and then I help them live longer. That's
Yes.
That's part of it.
Yes.
So I'm so glad that you had so many amazing takeaways from the retreat. You were one of the first people, because I knew you were finishing up your chemo. I knew that you were one of the first beds that I'm like, I'm setting aside a bed for you. And so when you agreed to come on here and tell me your experience, like, thank you, my friend.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Because that's a hard thing to share.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. It really was important. And like I said to you, I was one of the people that I didn't know that I needed it.
You didn't know you needed it. And now look at all the changes from hormone replacement therapy to like the cold plunging, which is going to help your metabolism a lot.
Okay.
It's going to help your metabolism a lot. If you think about that before you even work out, you've got your body working really hard for that homeostasis, right? To try to keep it in balance. So when we're freezing ourselves on the outside, our core is warming itself and we are working, and we want our bodies to work. We want our bodies to work. I appreciate you so much, Amy. Hey, what you told me when you arrived at the retreat, or soon after, what your biggest fear was. Do you remember, in terms of age-related diseases, what was your biggest fear?
Not cancer, it's
Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the stuff that we did at the retreat, not only was it anti-cancer, we ate all this high polyphenol diet, right? We had supplements that were anti-cancer there.
Yeah.
But not only that, but it's like all of this mask and all of the stuff that we did with the stress relief, with all of that, that's all helps with cancer. Sleeping, all of that helps with inflammation. But this mask, if you use it on the near infrared setting, penetrates the skull. So we're literally improving circulation in the brain with near infrared. So there's a lot of stuff that we do. Everything overlaps, right? All the health stuff overlaps. Guess what? Hormone replacement therapy helps decrease your chances of Alzheimer's. Making sure that you're stabilizing your blood glucose level. Type 2 diabetes, they're saying, is now I think they're calling it type 3 diabetes is now related to Alzheimer's. So they're calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. That's how much glucose and not regulating your blood glucose level affects your chances of Alzheimer's. And all dementia. Alzheimer's is just a subset. It's the biggest one, but it's a subset of dementia. There's many different kinds of dementia. I talk about it all on the one sheet as well. But all of that, your nutrition, that's going to really affect not only your rate of cancer, but also your brain health, right? So there's a lot that went on. Sleeping, oh my gosh, I can't even begin to tell you how sleep is related to all of that stuff. But you've got a good kickstart now on multiple different areas of your health that are all going to overlap and give you like your best optimal health. And I appreciate you for showing up, because I didn't drag you there. Nope. I just invited you.
Yes, you did.
And you showed up not for me, but I hope you showed up for yourself, or at least you left there thinking I've made some serious changes. This was a catalyst.
Yes.
I appreciate you, my friend. Okay, I'm going to invite one last person on. I have Melissa coming on. I wish I knew how to get you off of there, but I don't. You can just cancel out and jump back on.
All right.
I love you, my friend. Oh, look what I'm using.
Oh, love it.
My friend Amy, you got me this when we were at the retreat. Okay, I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we have Melissa coming on. Hold on one second. Let me see. Oh, JMEL. There we go. You guys remember that when I post this to my main feed, all you have to do is comment red light and you'll get the link to this, which is now reduced price just for this week. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, sorry, let me figure out my phone here.
There you are.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me on.
Are you kidding? Thanks for hopping on. I know it's stressful for some people to jump on an Instagram Live if you've never done it. I appreciate you jumping on.
Absolutely.
And gosh, you were such a big, it was just so nice having you at the retreat. It's so nice. And I'm already getting ready to cry because of something that you told me in person and I don't want to speak for you, but you told me something in person that to this day I still cannot listen to the testimonials because I know I'm going to lose it. Tell me what brought you to the retreat.
So it was you, Darnell, and everything that you've done to advocate for us. You fight for us, you defend us, you're protected. You're a true girl, you know what I mean? And I feel safe with you. I can trust you, and I feel like right now that's what we need, someone to be our advocate and someone that we can trust, because there's so much misinformation out there. And so when I started through my journey with menopause the last 2 years, I felt very alone and depressed and full of anxiety. But when I would go through that, and I'm a very happy, positive person, so when that would hit me, I told you, I was like, I'd put my headphones on, I'd get my phone, I'd go into my bathroom where I have all my things that make me happy, and I would put you on. And you were a distraction, and Mel taught us so many things, and I felt like I was able to detox there. I had no idea that was going to happen. And so to have this emotional detox, and like Amy said, to also be empowered, it was phenomenal. It was like fireworks happening. And also the retreat was 5-star, by the way. The emotional awakenings, and I'd never done yoga. That was fantastic. Candace, making us feel strong. Your team, Lydia, Janie, and Tony were amazing. I mean, we never wanted for anything. It was, you know, it was 5-star beyond. So our gift bags were insane, like insane. Like you spoiled us. And then right after I left your retreat, I had to go on 2 business meetings. So of course I had my handy dandy um, red light mass therapy, and this is the best one ever. I get all the things, I do all the products, everything, and to be able to like get up and use this, walk around, it's so lightweight. It's the best. So I can't wait for the neck one, and so super excited. Going to be getting one for my daughter as well. And then what I also loved is when we were able, I didn't have to think about anything. I run a company, I run a business, and I'm constantly having to like, is she doing what she's supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be doing? So for you to have it so organized, and all we had to do was show up, and the itinerary was perfection. And then, of course, you gave us this beautiful little notebook so that we will have forever. But I don't have to worry about if I took the right notes because your worksheets were phenomenal. I love organization, and to have all of this at our fingerprints, it's fantastic. So I'm going to continue to do all the things that I learned. I learned so much just when I think I know everything, because I'm constantly, I think we're all like, we geek out on the skincare and the hormones and stuff. You just take it to another level. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And of course, all of the women that I met were fantastic, beautiful, so happy. So I laughed, belly laughed so much.
Yeah.
And
It really was. I know you're looking at the time, and I don't care about the time. We're gonna spend another 5 minutes. You know, it's interesting that you say that, because that was my thought. Like, I didn't want people trying to hang on every word and scribble in a notebook, right? Because you can do that, and that's great for memory. That's great to really solidify what you've learned there. But to have a takeaway as a cheat sheet, and I'm going to put these all up on the website, it's what I would have wanted,
yeah,
right? So I did it the way I would have wanted
yeah,
it if I was there.
this is facts, and we always go back to this whenever we feel like we need to, and that's what it is. It's all science-based, which I love. It's not your opinion. Like, you do the research, you bring the real.
Yeah.
So,
And you guys also had one of these in there, and that's because, listen, this is what I'm teaching. It's the Live Young method. That's what I'm teaching in this 10-week course that's coming up. It's going to start in September. I'm teaching the Live Young method, and that is, it's skincare, because we got one of these, so you guys all had my protocol. It's skincare, but it's also stress reduction. It's also sleeping. It's also, what are you putting in your body, right? And we are spoon-fed, no pun intended, just stuff that's regurgitated all the time on social media. And I've been preaching for 10 years now that we're on a high protein diet fad. And that's not me listening to other people in my field. That's me going into the research and figuring out what really happens. And one of the interesting things, I love that you loved all this, Melissa, because you're going to love this 10-week course. And the good thing about this, everybody that went to the retreat, when I update that, because longevity is always an ever moving target. We're learning new stuff all the time. And as a health coach, I would be a disservice to those that I coach if I wasn't continuing my education. And so when I learn new things, when research comes out, it will always be updated. And you guys are lifetime members for being at the Live Young retreat. So any new thing that comes up, remember when we couldn't eat eggs?
yeah.
Let's just start there.
I will say another thing that was really, really helpful, that I think, to be at the retreat and have one-on-one time with you, to go over all your supplements and understand why I'm taking them. So I was like, hey, what should I use? Why should I use it? So I'm so excited. I have gone, like I said, 2 more trips, but I'm going to be receiving a box of like all of your supplements. I'm so excited. Like the fiber, like hello, like you're blowing me away. I'm so excited. So thank you so much, Darn. It was amazing. And I will continue to be at all of your retreats and be part of everything that you do, because it really, really has made me feel so much better. So thank you. Love you.
I love that, and I love you. And I would be thrilled if you were at the next retreat.
Absolutely.
Because there's always stuff, you know, we had a jam-packed the itinerary.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the people were saying like, that's, you know, I don't know, nothing goes as planned. And it's very an aggressive itinerary. And I said, I know that the people here are going to be able to do this. If I can do it, people can do it. And so we went in it, and listen, there's a lot of stuff that I maybe didn't get to that I still want to teach, the nuances that are going to be in the 10-week course, you know, the mTOR and all of those nutrient sensing pathways and all of that stuff. And so whether you've been to a retreat or not, you're always going to learn something new, right? And there's always going to be new information. Okay, you guys, it's 1:05. I'm going to get off of here. Melissa, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to just tell you guys real quick that this mask, the Live Young 8-in-1 LED mask, so easy to put on, right? One strap, that's it. Literally put your face in it. This right now is on sale just for this week. Yes, look at you. Just for this week, for the launch week and for Mother's Day, it is now at $349. When I post this to my main feed, I can't get over how lightweight it is. Listen, I made a good product, you guys. This is for a woman, made by a woman. You know how much money that I've made for companies run by men when I've been talking about red light therapy for the last decade? It's about time I came up with this. It's much more feminine. It's bigger eye holes so you can actually see where the heck you are going. You can wear eyeglasses with it. It's wireless, completely wireless, right? So it's just a much more feminine look than the ones that just are like a dome and barely have any sort of, you know, profile to them. I don't know. I think that this definitely has a feminine touch to it. Even the lip, right? The lip.
Love the eyes.
In here. Me too. I could never like walk up and down stairs wearing a red light therapy mask. And this, it's like nothing in your pockets, and you can see clearly.
Yeah.
So I have a review that just came in with my friend Wendy, who's wearing glasses over the top of this and being able to read. And that was really impossible with any of the red light. With any of the red light therapy masks that I've currently, you know, not currently, but I've been promoting for all of these years. So I really put a lot of time and effort into this. And if you guys want it at this reduced rate, it's this week only, $349. This week only, and then it goes back to the $395, which is competitive with Omnilux, but mine is better. I'm going to see you guys next week, where I am going to be microneedling exosomes into my face, and we're going to be talking about everything in this gift bag and all the sponsors, and I'm giving away a gift bag for free. That's next Saturday at 12. Hope to see you guys then. Melissa, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you. I love you. I love you. And you know that the heart that you got me, that dish, I went out there this morning, and the Blue Jays, Melissa got me this beautiful heart-shaped wooden bowl that is made from like a single jigsaw, and then they push it down so it creates a bowl. And I had it full with peanuts for the Blue Jays, and peanuts are everywhere. The bowl's upside down.
Glad they enjoyed it.
They do, and I enjoy watching them. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Remember to comment red light on the comment section and share it to your friends. Thanks so much, everybody. See you next week.